More on today's developments. Joining us now is the former Democratic Congressman Ted Deutch of Florida. He was a senior member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. He's now the CEO of the American Jewish Committee. Thanks so much for joining us. What will it mean, Congressman, to finally have these Israeli hostages home after more than 2 years in captivity?
Well, Wolf, for more than 2 years now, all we can do is think about the hostages, what they've been enduring, the challenges, the torture that they have faced. We've prayed for their return. We've worked for their return. We've demanded their return. And everywhere in the world, there will be rejoicing that the hostages will be returned to their families at long last. It means the opportunity to turn the page. It means that there is finally a chance to breathe again for these families and for all of the rest of us to celebrate really the defeat of terror and the return of these civilians back where they belong to their families.
Do you believe, Congressman, there is enough momentum on both sides right now that this ceasefire will hold and this deal will remain in place?
Well, it's not easy, Wolf. It's not going to survive. It's not going to move forward on momentum alone. It's going to require hard work. It's the importance of having the president first come to Israel to speak at the Knesset and then go to Egypt and bring together, as he has in putting this deal together, and bringing together both the countries who have signed on and who understand the importance of moving forward, to have Egypt and Jordan with the UAE and Saudi Arabia and Turkey and Qatar and Indonesia, Pakistan, all working together to keep the pressure on Hamas in order to ensure that every one of these points in the 20-point plan can move forward. It's going to take hard work, but everyone has to be committed to it for the good of the region, for peace in the region, and ultimately it benefits everyone in the world.
There are still many details of this deal, Congressman, that have to be hammered out. Are you at all concerned at all about potential roadblocks ahead?
Well, sure. I'm starting with the fact that dealing with a terror group. Wolf, it's a good opportunity to, as we start this next phase of negotiations, to reset what happened. The mass terror attack that Hamas launched, wanting to start a war to destroy Israel and massacring Jews being their sole focus. And now, at a time when they knew the region was changing, they knew the Abraham Accords was working, they knew that there was an opportunity for Israel to normalize relations with Saudi Arabia, they got their war. The terrorists were defeated in Gaza, Hezbollah terrorists defeated in Lebanon. The butcher Assad, who slaughtered 600,000 of his own citizens, is gone from Syria. The U.S. and Israel massively set back Iran's nuclear capacity. This is a moment when we can finally realize that it means standing with democracy, standing with our allies against terror. That's how the Middle East can move forward, by rejecting terrorism. There are roadblocks, Hamas being the primary roadblock. Hamas started this war. Now it is up to the entire world to ensure that they abide by the terms of this deal so that this can go forward and so that this peace plan can take hold.
Big picture, Congressman, is the establishment of a new Palestinian state a necessary component to long-term peace in the region between Israel and the various Arab and Muslim countries? Is that a long-term commitment, a component that has to be achieved?
Yeah, long-term, it is clear that there has to be a pathway forward, a political horizon. That's what the 20-point plan talks about. Ultimately, this is the moment when we can really start to see if there is a commitment to achieving that outcome. We can see if the de-radicalization that's necessary among the Palestinians is ready to take hold. We can see if the reforms that the PA has to make are serious, if they stop paying terrorists who slaughter civilians in Israel. We can see if the curriculum changes so that there is a recognition that both Israel and the Palestinians are not going anywhere. The state of Israel, the modern state of Israel, is not going anywhere. And when that realization now takes root and the rejection of terrorism is complete, then we can begin this process of moving down the road. The political horizon is important. The Palestinians need to be able to think about living in peace, and they need to be able to think about separation from Israel. It's an important moment, but there's an awful lot that has to happen in order for a conversation to really progress. Now is the time to have those conversations begin so that we can all move forward to envision a Middle East, Israel and the Palestinians, the broader Arab world, and ultimately a fully integrated Middle East, one that will benefit everyone in the region and across the world.
And finally, very quickly, Congressman, before I let you go, how much credit do you give President Trump for this achievement?
I give the president enormous credit. I think, and we all have to give the president enormous credit. This is a war that's been going on for 2 years. This peace plan is the plan that the president laid out. His direct involvement, particularly, Wolf, with countries that have not been friends of Israel, to put it mildly, right? His decision to get involved and personally lobby in order to move this process forward, to increase the pressure that Turkey and Qatar can bring on Hamas to get to this moment. That is why we're at this point. And I think everyone, regardless of what their politics, whatever their politics may be, certainly ought to be able to stand up and acknowledge that President Trump, if this has accomplished a great deal to get to this point and has set the stage for incredible change across the Middle East, I think everybody should be grateful for that.
And as I've been here, I got to tell you that so many Israelis are grateful, so grateful to President Trump for putting this 20-point peace plan together to work it out, and we'll see what happens. Let's hope it works out. Former Congressman Ted Deutch, Democrat of Florida, thank you so much for joining us. He's now the CEO of the American Jewish Committee. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Wolf.